Hi, you guys. Welcome back. Sorry, this is just kind of funny to me. You guys will notice, but today, and I'm going to mention it in other videos too, or I already have because technically this is my third video filming today. I have today off. This is the Friday before Christmas, and I am just making a ton of YouTube content because I have so many plant updates and plant things to do. So here we are, and it's funny to me just because I'm not even gonna try and pretend like I'm doing this on different days like I know people do. I'm literally in the same outfit like for multiple videos. That's why I say welcome back, because it's funny because I've literally done 2 other videos already today and I'm like, welcome back, and I'm just sitting here like continuously filming. But this is gonna go out first. Anyways, I'm just rambling. Maybe I'm going crazy. I need some food. It's been a long day. But let's get into this video. Today, I would like to do a video just based on what I have learned in the plant world in 2022. This is everyone kind of does these videos. I'm sure I'm probably late to the game at this point on getting mine up, but I really would like to just kind of talk about personally things that I've learned, things that might be nice for other people to hear. I've been in the plant world for years now, and these are just some things that I like to keep in mind. Some of them I've learned, I've known, for a while, but that just kind of were more relevant this year. So I would just like to go over some things that I learned from plants in 2022. And yeah. Again, I'm so sorry. I know other people do these videos too, but just bear with me. Let me do one, okay? Let me do one. Then maybe we won't do them from here on out. They're kind of cliche. I get it. Okay, so a big one for number 1. I think I have like five, okay? So I won't make this like a super long video, but the first one is one that is very recently relevant, but also a really good one. And that would be that if your plants become a chore or they're causing stress or anxiety, put yourself first. Put yourself first. Really prioritize yourself, your mental well-being, and your health, because from what I have learned, plants are resilient. They will grow back. And if they don't, then that's okay. Take that as a sign that you gotta let go, and maybe in the future you can get that plant again. But for me, this has been relevant multiple times this year. I have had COVID multiple times in 2022, which is insane. I got the flu a couple weeks ago. Dino got the flu. It's been a lot, and so while we love plants, while I have an insane amount of plants in a jungle, when you're going through something, whether it's mental or physical, it is hard. I feel like us plant people become very selfless, or we're just very nurturing people where we're like, I need to take care of these things, or maybe it's I need to take care of other people or whatever. I don't know. I often see plant people forget to take care of themselves. And I just want you guys all to keep that in mind. Take care of yourself first. Your plants will be there. And I say that too. We know that I'm a low maintenance plant girly. I don't want to do a lot. And so that's kind of also why I'll do an IKEA cabinet thing, or closed container growing, anything like that, because oftentimes things come up in my life or health wise or something that I just can't prioritize my plants. I can't do the plant stuff. So it does help mitigate that. It helps me be able to just let them be, because the cabinet kind of maintains them for me a little bit. But even before then, I got IKEA cabinets. I think my first 2 cabinets I got when I was at my parents' house a year ago. But before that, even there are times when I remember it was a month of not taking care of my plants because I really was going through it. I went through like a breakup. I had like a career change of like a just toxic work environment. Like there was, I went through so much last year, and that's 2021, but like whatever. But then like this year, 2022, I went through so much just like health wise. And I think you just have to like let yourself slow down and take care of yourself. That's a really important one. So that's number one. Number two is one that I will say is an ongoing realization. And it's one that I do. It's kind of crazy to say this, but I wish I had like heard it earlier on in my plant journey. But that would be to not go broke over plants. Right now, I feel like I'm in a financially well-off situation. I have the means, I'm living within my means when it comes to my spending, and especially spending money on plants. But I remember when I first deep dove into plants, it was right after lockdown started. I had just gotten out of college. I could not find a job. Like everything locked down, hiring freezes, terrible time to enter the workforce. I like did not have any money. And I mean, I was living at home with my parents, which was great. And luckily, like when you're getting into tropical plants, we're starting off with some like more common ones, maybe some more affordable ones. Like you haven't gotten into like the plants that are like $150 or so. You know what I mean? I remember when I was like, damn, $20. Oh. But I like didn't have any money, and I definitely wasn't living within my means. I mean, I don't really know how I even like afforded them. I'm sure my parents helped me out. And also to give you guys perspective, like I'm 25, I turned 26 soon. So like it's been years now since that instance. But yeah, live within your means and don't go broke buying plants. It is not worth it. It is just stressful financially. And you also, if you have a partner, you don't want to have just like a financial burden between you guys. Like I know some people, like that can cause tension if like maybe you're not living within your means and you're just like spending so much money on plants. When I say this, I'm saying it as nicely as I can. Like take it with a grain of salt. It is such a sensitive topic, and I know everybody's situation is different, but just from like my experience of not really having much money for plants, but yet I'm spending so much on getting plants, is a slippery slope. And I remember like what really flipped the switch in my brain was, I don't know who it was or what or how I heard it, but they were just like, you have your whole life to collect plants. Like put that into perspective. You have your whole life to collect plants. There are so many trends as of with many different markets and industries of like, oh my God, this is the it plant. This product is like the thing to get, luxury, blah, blah, blah. You've got supply and demand. Plants, the market, seeing how that all works is so crazy to me, because some plants that were $10 suddenly became $300. And then those same plants a year later were like $30. I mean, it goes like this. So like, if you can't afford a plant, be patient. Do not go broke over it. Don't pull your savings. Like, it's just not worth it. You have your whole life to do it. So like, be patient. Don't go broke over plants. A slight note to add to that like I currently am trying to continuously remind myself, I've stated in other videos where like lately I've been a little bit more impulsive. I've been doing some like hauls. I need to stop doing that. That's something that I'm actually actively working on. Something that I'm not maybe okay with myself doing. Just adding to like this note about like, don't go broke buying plants. You have your whole life to collect them. It's because like right now I'm taking in so many plants, and I feel like when you take in a ton, you're not as appreciative of some of them. So like just keep that in mind, like really appreciate the plants that you have currently. Think about your space, and just in the future, like if you get all of your wish list plants right now, what do you have to look forward to? Then what? That can be hard to say because, I've been there where you just have a never ending wish list. Like things always are just added to the wish list. But just keep that in mind. Like, what if you ended up getting all your wish list plants? Then what do you have to like look forward to? You guys, you have your whole life to collect plants. So, side note, I feel like I'm like an aunt giving advice right now. That's not what I am. And that's not this at all. But like, I don't know, I feel like I'm like Auntie Kelly giving you advice. I think this would be point number 3. My last one was like kind of a 2 for 1, you know? If you guys feel like you're in a lull or a low point when it comes to your plants, you don't have much interest, they're such a chore, you're just like, procrastinating, you don't want to do plant care, and you don't really give a damn about your plants at a time, that's okay. That is literally okay. I think it's very unrealistic to think that people are 24/7 always obsessed and loving plants, because think about it, you guys, this hobby has so many things that suck. Like, to put it bluntly, like pests, man, does that suck. It sucks so much. Repotting, it depends on the person, but for me, I procrastinate repotting just because it's such a chore and a mess, lots of cleanup. So that can suck too. Watering can really, really suck if you're tired and you have hours of watering ahead of you. Anyway, needless to say, if you feel like you're in a lull or like you're just not interested or you just can't get yourself to like care for your plants, that is okay. We all go through those roller coaster emotions, and that's with any hobby. Think about it. People get hyper fixated on something. I'm going to learn to knit. You try it, you spend a lot of money, and then like it falls out. Just in general, any hobby, it's a roller coaster. You're going to fall in and out of love here and there for it. I think it's good to slow down and maybe like really evaluate how you're feeling, if it's something that maybe you just shouldn't be caring for plants because it brings stress and anxiety all the time. In my instance, like I've had it where, you know, I had a lot going on in my life and a whole month just went by me not giving a damn about my plants in 2021. But like right now, when I kind of was like, oh, I don't feel like doing plant stuff, a good way to kind of pull yourself out of that lull is learning, which is funny. Doing something creative, doing something experimental, it just gives yourself a little bit of, I don't know if you'd say dopamine or serotonin, but it gives you just some happy hormones of like, oh, I'm learning something new. It's sparking that interest. It's expanding upon your hobby, learning something, or seeing maybe how you can display your plants differently, have them styled differently. You guys saw we rearranged this whole room because I was like, I'm over it. I want something new. I want something different with this room. We rearranged the whole room. So like displaying your plants or styling them differently, rearranging things, those can just kind of give you a sense of newness, and that's without purchasing anything, unless obviously you buy like a shelf or pots or something. But it's a good way just to bring some like newness to yourself and give some joy in it, you know? Also too, doing like projects, so like a cabinet build, it's expensive, I know. Make a terrarium, do something new with grow lights, like hang a light, or for me, like propagating. Oh my God, why was that the last one I even said? Propagating is such a project in itself. Like watch the roots grow, cut some plants, make some new plants from your plants. I literally just did porm propagation from alocasias for the first time. You'll see in other videos. And that was so rewarding. That's the first time I did it, and I had success, and like that was a new fun experiment with propagating that I haven't done before. Things like that, like ways to bring newness, learning, creativity to your hobbies to try and spark a little bit of interest and joy again are really good ways to kind of pull yourself out of that lull. But needless to say, in the end, just remember, like, it's okay to feel that way about your plants, and it's okay if like one month you're here and the other month you are here, and you know, it's okay. It's okay. That's all I'm trying to say. All right, this one is also not necessarily specific to 2022. I don't know if I've had anything that like sparked this relevance. Well, actually, I guess like making a YouTube channel, this makes it pretty relevant. Number 4 is that there is not one way to take care of plants. Everyone has their own way. You guys, I'm sure, have heard that a lot, but the reason I say that is because on especially like YouTube, on Instagram, on the TikTok, there's different plant vloggers, posters, influencers, people. And everyone, I feel like, always asks for advice or tips or tricks. And it's hard to say because everyone's conditions are so different. And the plants that I get, the journey of where they came from and where they were grown before I even had them is different than like other plants everywhere else. Like, it's just so situational. And whatever works for you, great. Like, go with that. Obviously, there's some things, especially with like how to use chemicals, some things, pretty general understanding on like what to do, what not to do. But whatever works for you for growing your plants, go with it. Like, that's why when I do my videos and I tell you this is what works for me, it may not work for others, or like maybe I shouldn't be doing this. It's because like I have kind of found the plant care and style that works for me, my life, my plants, my environment. We all know that I'm a low maintenance plant girly. I'm not doing my plant stuff every single day. That would be exhausting. Just do what works for you. And also keep that in mind and take it with a grain of salt. Like, if people are like, I don't know, I can't really help you, don't get upset. Or if you don't find answers from other people about your situation, if you have like a problem or something, don't get upset. Just start troubleshooting and find what works for you, because you just kind of have to figure it out. I've had some times where I get advice and I'm like, ooh, yikes, that didn't work. But then that's kind of how you learn and you kind of like start to figure things out. But yeah, I don't know. Do what works for you. Don't feel pressured to do things the way other people are doing them. And don't get upset like with other people if they're doing something and maybe that's not how you would do it. It goes so many different ways. But everyone has their own way of taking care of their plants. All right, this last one might be a little cliche, but I think it's a good one and definitely a good one to end on. And that would be that it's okay to fail. It's okay to fail. I failed. It's okay if something doesn't work out. I have had so many plants that I've just kind of come to realize like I can't care for them, or I can't give them what they need, or just simply I kill them. I don't know. I can't do anything about it. So just know like it's okay to fail. I have to, this is a general assumption, but like all plant parents have literally killed plants. If you have never killed a plant, give it time. And I also don't believe you. A perfect example of this, especially from this year, was my beautiful totem pole of the Cissus discolor. I think I've mentioned it in different videos, but that plant does not like me. I have tried it so many times in different, when I was at my parents' house, I had one, didn't like me. When I was here, didn't like me. Oh, then I'll put it in like a bright window. Did not like me. Like, I've just come to realize that plant doesn't like me, and I totally failed at taking care of it and keeping it alive. That's okay. It's okay to fail. Like, just make sure in doing so, you're learning. So for me, I learned I can't have that plant. No matter how much I love it, I just have to admire it from afar. Same with like propagating. It's scary if maybe you feel like you don't have much of a plant to cut up, so like you only really get a chance to propagate, and if it fails, it's okay. Plants grow. I usually, when I propagate, there's like a third of them that either give me a hard time or fail or just don't take or are a pain in my butt. Like, I like the corms. Oh, you guys won't see that until the next video. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of like the order of all these videos I've been filming today, and you'll get it when you see all the others. But I had some corms. I had like 10 corms, and 2 of them did not take, and I don't think they're going to. But other ones did, and it's just, sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't, and it's okay to fail. A lot of social media will show you just like only perfect things. I will say my Instagram can be guilty of that too. It's never really perfect. I mean, I'm actually kind of glad now that I have a YouTube channel to show you guys like my plants that are struggling or any sort of fails. I've showed you guys plants I killed within a day. I mean, but as long as you look and you're like, why did it fail? Why didn't that work out? Or like, what maybe can I do different next time to make it work? Like, just learn from it. And like, you're never going to learn unless you try. And if you fail, that's okay. So in general, and that's like not even only for plants, that's just all around. But in general, it is okay to fail, you guys. Okay, and that is it. That would be the 5 things I've learned in 2022, even though some are like earlier, that are like, related to being a plant parent and that I think we can take into the new year and moving forward. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I know that some of these were maybe cliche and maybe you've heard these before, but there are some things that I wish I had heard sooner in my plant journey or even just as a young adult that are relevant to anything, not even just plants. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys take some of these things with you, and I hope some things like resonated with you. If not, that's totally fine. And I think let's have a good 2023. Let's make this year a good year. If you guys haven't yet, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Leave some comments maybe about some things that you guys learned, or if any of this resonated with you, if you have a story that relates to any of this, leave a comment. I love engaging with you guys. And also I think it'd be great just to hear like what you guys have learned, any lessons in 2022. Give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment below, and if you have not yet, go ahead and give me a subscribe, because we're just hanging out and I want to keep it real with you guys, keep it low key, just do some plant stuff and vlog it along the way. All right, you guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, and Happy New Year.